Hey guys, what's going on? Today we're going to be riding to a totem pole looking thing, some attraction that I saw on a Google Maps. I have like no idea what it is, no context. Thought I'd make a vlog video for you guys. Just haven't done one of these in a while. I was actually supposed to go riding with my best friend today, but last minute he decided to bail. So today was supposed to be like a 3-hour long ride that I was going to record and make a POV of, but I guess I can't do that anymore, and I'm not gonna go out there by myself, so I wanted to talk a bit about motorcycle ownership in your 20s, or rather why you should own a motorcycle and ride in your 20s. It doesn't have to be sport bikes specifically, but I know sport bikes sort of appeal to the demographic a lot more than the other bikes. And off the top of my head, I can think of maybe 7 or 8 different reasons how I've personally benefited from owning a motorcycle in my 20s, and how you could as well. Out of this way, this student driver. Now picture this, right? You're in your early 20s, early to mid 20s, you're done college or trade school or university or whatever, and you're working your first job as an adult, right? Like a proper adult job. And you have some money, you don't have like a whole lot, maybe you have some student loans or whatever, and you want to have a little bit of fun, right? Because you're in your 20s, you're still young. Motorcycles are, I wouldn't say that they're cheap, but they're definitely far more affordable than equivalent performance cars. They're also far more readily available versus performance cars, especially on the entry level. Like on the entry level of performance cars, what do you have, right? Like you have the MX-5, the Miata, and you have the GR86/BRZ. And maybe you could like include stuff like the base WRX or like the Honda Civic Si. But those cars pale in comparison to even something like the Yamaha R7, which I bought this bike for around $9,900 Canadian, right? What does $9,900 Canadian give you in cars? It doesn't give you jack shit, right? And yeah, this bike's not that fast, right? But it can still do 0 to 100 kilometers or 60 miles an hour in around 3.5 to 4 seconds, right? That's like Mustang GT levels of acceleration right there. Now the top end isn't as strong as a car. That's the one weakness of motorcycles, is that they lack top speed, but they have good off-the-line acceleration, and they can be had for very cheap, right? Plus, if you live in a place like the Lower Mainland, you could technically daily your bikes. That quick shifter is super inconsistent half the time, Half the times the quick shifter is like super smooth, other times it like jerks me backward. I don't really get it, man. Speaking of dailying your motorcycle, motorcycles get like super good MPG. Like the gas mileage is insane. Like even on a bike like this, it takes 87 and it gets around, I'd say, 4 liters, 3.5 to 4 liters per 100 kilometers. I'll put the conversion for MPG up there. And even something like the ZX6 that I also have, it's not really that bad on gas. Like especially versus like a car, like 3.5 liters per 100 kilometers, that's like basically a plug-in Prius. And this gives way more performance than a plug-in hybrid Prius, An aspect of our modern world that makes it kind of shitty sometimes is that it's like very digitalized, right? Like everyone's on their cell phone, everyone's sort of like, not really paying attention to each other, looking at their phones, messing around with AI, chatbots, that kind of shit. But being on a motorcycle forces you to like pay attention to the outside world, right? Like first, it's like pretty dangerous if you don't pay attention to the outside world, and secondly, it gives you a chance to sort of like disconnect from the internet and everything else, right? Like it makes you enjoy nature, enjoy the wind on your body, and enjoy riding like a beautiful machine like this, And adding on to that, getting a motorcycle made me want to like explore places a lot more and go to places that I've never gone to before. Throughout the last year, and even going forward to this year in the next coming months, I'm going to be going to places that I never thought that I would want to go to in my life, right? Like I've never gone to like half of the places that you've seen me ride on the CBR, on the Subaru BRZ, right? And discovering these places that I've lived around but not really visited, it's pretty interesting because it gives you a new perspective on where you live and your setting and your environment and all that stuff. I got asked to return to the office from work from home recently, and I've been mostly dailying the R7 in all weather, even rain. Since it's already like March or whatever, it's not like super cold. You know, it sucks not being able to work from home, but you know, having a motorcycle and getting up like early in the morning, going to work early in the morning, you know, it gives you like some bit of positivity towards your commute, right? Because it's like, yeah, man, I have to go to work, but you know, at least I can go to work on this thing, right? Better than some crappy family SUV thing that's so popular in like North America. A really underrated aspect of motorcycling, in my opinion, is actually like the social aspect of it, right? People don't really think of this when they think of motorcycling, but you have all these like bike meets with like cool people that I've talked to. I've reconnected with like old friends that I didn't really talk to for a while after school because I found out they also rode. You know, I've met people through riding, and in our world where everyone's like sort of disconnected, like I mentioned before, you know, having that like extra social connection in the third space that comes with like a bike meet is like super helpful. It's super good for your like mental, you know. I've had a bunch of random chance encounters with people as well, like kids asking me to like rev the bike, you know, random strangers complimenting me, people giving me thumbs up while driving in their car nearby me. And you know, the attention's like nice, man. Like having those like random day-to-day interactions could really like make your day. Like imagine you had like a shitty day at work and then, you know, some kid's just like excited to see you on your bike and like just asks you to like rev it. And you know, that feels awesome, right? Like it makes your day, it makes the kids' day. Is just an overall really positive experience. Because motorcycles are so inexpensive relative to cars, it allows you to have sort of multiple of them, or to like trade in them every like now and then to sort of get different experiences, right? Because it's not all about like sport bikes, right? Like if you could be interested in the track for a few years, and you could be interested in off-road in the next few years, and then you could be interested in touring later. And you could like, if you have like an okay job, you could like realistically sort of like trade in these bikes or even own multiple at the same time and experience different things. Whereas like when you make a car purchase, it's sort of like a huge purchase like off the bat, right? Like most people don't own or aren't able to own multiple cars, and most people can't really even afford to own like a fun car, right? Like I don't know what the used market for cars looks like, but judging from what I have seen, it doesn't look very good. Like if you wanted to do like off-roading and stuff, and you got like a truck or something, you're sort of like stuck with that truck. You know, if you're financing it, you could have like negative equity or whatever. All the Tacomas I see online with like freaking 200,000 kilometers and people asking like over 20-30 grand for them, you know, that shit is like absolutely ridiculous, right? Like 20 grand, that's like an Africa Twin, low-key. And going on all these trips, all these adventures, doing all this stuff, it's a lot easier to do when you're in your early 20s, man. Early to mid 20s, I'd say, because you don't really have like that many responsibilities. Like you're probably not married, you probably don't have a kid, so you don't really have to worry about like, oh, if I get injured, you know, like how do I provide for the kid, or like do I really want to leave a baby alone for like 6 hours while I go ride somewhere, right? You don't have to worry about that shit, you know? So the exploring aspect, the price, the lack of overall responsibility, and the free time that you get, it makes motorcycling really appealing in your 20s, man. I wish I started a lot younger, you know? I'm in my late 20s now, so I'm not really that young anymore. I'm sort of like unk status, low-key. Taking it real easy here. I've never actually been here. The roads are pretty crap. Or I might have come here before on like the island ride that I did, or like whatever I named it, the bridge or whatever it's called. Is the road closed? Oh, I hope it's not closed. Or no, I think it's the bridge. Yeah. Apparently a boat ran underneath the bridge and like broke it or some shit. I actually rode past that bridge for one of my videos on the CBR. Hopefully they fix it, man. You know, that shit sucks. I wonder what it's like to live out here, man. It's like so peaceful. These houses are probably all like $3 million because, you know, we live in the lower mainland of BC. Really nice day out, but it's hella windy. I'm like getting fucking blown around and stuff. If the parking's here. I don't think it's here. Oh, looks like I can't enter here. That sucks. Could get a nice thumbnail photo, you know. Well, didn't get to see the totem pole looking thing, unfortunately. I could like hike over there, I guess. I could walk, but don't know if I'll see it today. Oh god, do I really want to go on that? Yo, let's fuck it. Oh, that's rough. Really want to dual sport one of these days, man. Oh, thumbnail time. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Anyway, guys, I'll see you later. Peace out.